Good morning. Welcome to the continuation of the Dartmouth Energy Symposium. We have what I hope you'll agree is a wonderful program, which I don't need to summarize because it is in the programs that you've all presumably picked up. Let me just mention that the genesis of this event was Thayer School's choosing energy as a theme area, along with two others, complex systems and engineering and medicine. And so we decided to have a term where we would highlight each one of these three areas, and energy is going first. And toward that end, we are having many excellent seminars, most of them on Thursday and Friday, although there is one this coming Monday I would alert you to. That list of seminars will be posted on the pillars in the Great Hall outside of this room, so I won't go through but those one by one. But if you're interested, please do check those out and join us. Those are free and open to the public. I should mention, though, that this symposium, the thought was, whereas the seminars focus primarily on technical issues, this symposium was to sort of look at the breadth of issues that involve energy. And so the Thayer School has been very pleased to be joined in a quite integral way in planning for this with the Tuck School, the Rockefeller Center, the Department of Environmental Studies, and indeed the Dartmouth administration. So without further ado, I don't know, Rich and Benoit, who wants to kick it off, but the co-chairs for this event are Professor Benoit Cushman-Roisin from the Thayer School and Professor Rich Howarth from Environmental Studies. Again, welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this panel. The title of this panel is Energy and the Environment. It's almost, doesn't have to be said that there's this strong relationship between energy and the environment. But in just a second or two, I would like to really insist on this link. As you know, and we were reminded about that last night, that our welfare, our well-being is closely tied to the economy, and the economy in turn is extremely tied to our supply of energy, a large component of which is, of course, oil. And it doesn't have to be said, but you know that oil is causing problems. We have an extraction problem, not only geopolitical types of problems there, but we are slowly getting to the end of a non-renewable resource. So there's an extraction problem. There's a demand problem, which is more a business problem than an environmental problem, but nonetheless it puts pressure on the supplies because of these emerging nations who want to be like us, and at the same time we are growing. And then we have the backdoor downstream problem with all the CO2 release and climate change issues. And so there we are. When you put it all together, our well-being is depending on those three problems: the demand problem, the extraction problem, and the environmental problems due to the oil. And therefore it's inescapable that we should be thinking about that. We engineers, of course, have a large responsibility in this. And so I'm really delighted to have a number of panelists here. I will introduce the first two, and Rich Howard will introduce the other two. We will be then addressing these issues. Immediately to my left here, so you're right, is Philip Rice from the Sustainability Institute here in Heartland, Vermont. An institute that was founded by Donald Meadows of Dartmouth College some years ago. Phil there conducts trainings and workshops on applying tools for system thinking, which is most important in the area of sustainability because of the sheer complexity of the topic. And he has clients ranging from colleges, universities like ourselves, to NGOs and businesses. He also works with clients on applying system thinking to strategic analysis for change. So how do you manage the change? In partnership with Avastone Consulting, Phil offers day-long computer simulation based on experiences at managing the dynamics of complex human-system interactions. And he has had a number of topics ranging from forest issues, marine hypoxia, healthcare outcomes, and the Everglades. He also develops materials and trainings for our Climate Ourselves program at the Sustainability Institute. And he holds a PhD from the University of Wisconsin, and he lives there in Heartland with Beth Sawin, whom some of you may know. And then to his left, so to his right for you, is Dori, Wolfe, engineer and president co-founder of GroSolar, a company nearby here in White River Junction, but with national presence, with warehouses and other branches in Oregon, Colorado, Ontario, and I think something in Florida perhaps as well. Yeah. Dori has expertise in engineering. She's an engineer by education and has been in the solar energy business for a number of years. And as this company has been growing, like many engineers understand in their career, she has had to get into the business aspects of things. And at this point, she also leads then the financial sides of the company. While still maintaining active consulting activity. She has been involved in large projects over 1 million square feet of constructions, major projects including laboratories, hospitals, dormitories, art museum, offices, and you name it. And so she will be able to address already to us a little bit in anticipation on the next panel what technologies can be brought to bear on these issues of energy and the environment. Having said this, I'll leave the podium now to Rich Howard to introduce the other two speakers.
Yeah, well, sitting to my right is Brooking Gatewood, who is a 2005 graduate of the Environmental Studies program at Dartmouth, one of our star students from that time, actually. Brooking has gone on to work with the Global Footprint Network in Oakland, California, doing ecological resource accounting, which is what she's going to talk about with us today. The footprint is really taken off as an idea that's gotten national and international attention as kind of an intuitive way of understanding the human impact on the environment, and a big part of that has to do with energy systems. And my friend Pat Parenteau, who's professor of environmental law at the Vermont Law School. Pat has a very long and distinguished resume of public service and academic service. My favorite bit about Pat is that he once represented a client who didn't pay very well. That was the northern spotted owl in an Endangered Species Act case. And Pat's contribution to this discussion is going to focus on coal and on climate change. Let's see, are we following the list in terms of? Yes. So our first speaker then is Brooking. So.
Good morning. All right, that works. Let's see. Give me one moment to get my PowerPoint here. Escape. Great. First of all, I'm really excited to be here as a relatively recent alum, and I've moved to California where there's no seasons, even though some people disagree with me. So I'm pretty excited to be here in October. So the perspective that I'm bringing to the table today, as Richard said, is that of the ecological footprint. And I want to start by actually mentioning a recent media event, and that is Ecological Debt Day, which was last Saturday. And this is the day that marks the day of the year when humanity has essentially consumed all of the resources that the planet can produce that year. And for the rest of the year, we'll basically be living on our ecological credit card. Just as you can fall into financial debt if you use more than you actually earn, you can fall into ecological debt if you spend more than the planet can regenerate. And let's see. Oh, I should put this in slideshow format, sorry. And to show this graphically, Ecological Debt Day, you'll see, is that last arrow there on the top. And we started doing our calculations in 1961, and you'll see somewhere around 1987. These are 2003 calculations because we get our data from UN and FAO, so everything is backtracked 3 years, just for people who follow numbers.